Sunshine Experience. I got my lovely co-host here, April Williams and Kathy D. We just chatting it up. We almost forgot to come on live. But we're here and we're glad you're here too as well. So we're just talking about the energies as well. I don't think we came up with no topic. If we did, we'll flow to it anyway. But we got so many things that's going on, especially with these energies. We had the new moon on yesterday. A lot of people said June 9th and June 10th was like major things about intentions. If you really wanted to set your intentions, I mean, those were the days that you needed to. I was about to say, those are the days of our lives. Interesting. I flash back to a soap opera. Anyway, so that would be the best time for you to be. Those are the days of your life. So whatever it's trying to tell me is in the past, and now we start to live. And I've already said that too as well. It's like chapters are closing. We're getting that closure. I did that in the new moon thing. So that is also a big major thing that's going on as far as with the Gemini moon and the energies that it's bringing us is to kind of get rid of all of that stuff, especially what I said was fear. So we are now everything ninth and 10th. We kind of living just a little bit with it. But again, if you had anything of intentionalities or something new that you wanted to start it, really, really much so, you needed to start and put that intentionality in those days. That was all stressed across the board from everybody's readings or whatever they were saying on YouTube timelines, all of that stuff. I know if for me, I would check in and say what's happening with me with the energies. Sleeplessness, a lot of hyper energy. It's like woo, but it's like a nervous, but then it's like I'm turning in. It's a lot of things manifesting that I had a hard time being able to manifest, and it has. I know we talked about that in the Patreon and the Rays of Sunshine too. And some of the ones were saying that they were feeling like a lot of things were having breakthrough moments, a lot of things were coming together. That's kind of been coming for me too as well. It looks like to me it's like a power of coming together. It's like me doing it on my own, I can bring it, but like if I charge it to another person who's more spiritually aligned to, it looks like it intensifies it. I'm seeing things kind of being pushed as well. Some other things, that's it. I've been tired for me, kind of sleepy. Yeah, so I don't know if that's that time of the month. TMI, too much information. But anyway, so I've been kind of feeling that kind of way as well. But just learning how to just really surf these energies. I'm just really at the point that I'm saying these triggers and anything that comes around with it, a lot of self-talking, a lot of self-loving, doing that and just saying, hey, I'm just not gonna fall for it. I'm tired. I'm really literally tired of the reactions that I have to things that are negative, and just say either we're gonna flow with it, or we're gonna just sit and deal with it, or we're just gonna say, okay, that's it, my hands is up, I surrender, come on, and let's go on and just have a non-action to it. That's kind of really where I'm at on things at this point. It's a lot of talking, like I'm just not gonna, you can try to rile me up to get into the fight with you, but I'm just like, yeah, I don't feel like going there with you. And that's spiritually too. So that's kind of where I am right now. So I'm gonna throw it over to Kathy D. What's happening with you?
A lot of the same things. I've been waking up like really early. I think it was either Tuesday or Wednesday. I was up at like 2:36, couldn't go back to sleep, tossed and turned, everything. And just finally gave up and got up and did laundry and stuff. But I have
Mhm.
had a lot more energy though, to get things done, keep things moving forward. Um, but now mine is, and this is so, we were talking before we came on about our charts and, our different zodiac signs and stuff. And I'm Capricorn. And usually Capricorn's pretty calm, cool, and collected. And they try to, keep that even keel and, and this week though, I hit my breaking point.
Mhm.
Some boundaries were crossed, and instead of just sitting back and not saying anything, not saying anything in a passive way, just like why bother? They're not going to listen to me anyway, and just kind of staying out of it. And I had called in, my angels and just said, let me know when to speak. And, it was like they pretty much took their wings off my mouth and said, have at it, girl. And got a lot of stuff off my chest. And By doing that, I got rid of a lot of fear that I had been holding on to.
Mhm.
And so last night, had a conversation with the DM, and it was one of those like, I'm not going to go hide and have this conversation. It's a beautiful night. No, not a lot of bugs out. I'm going to go sit on the patio and have this conversation. And I did. And, when I sat in my power there, even though I was getting peeked at and everything else, it was like, no, you're not affecting me. You can't bother me anymore. You're not doing this to me. Um,
Beautiful. Shout out,
he,
everybody, give her a clap for that, because that's the
yeah,
real
they,
talk.
That's real.
yeah. And he
Dealing.
just walked away. There was nothing else. And after that, and that happened the first few minutes of the conversation, but after that, we talked on for over 2 hours and had this just really wonderful conversation. My DM's a Virgo, so he doesn't say a lot. He internalizes a lot. And, I can ask questions, but last night I didn't even have to ask questions. I mean, he was just free and forthcoming with the information. And it was really, really nice. It was like a conversation. So this is the second time. It's like a deja vu conversation from when our relationship started back in 2018. So it was really
Wow,
nice.
that's beautiful. Yay, snaps to Kathy D.
Yay!
I went into one of those beautiful. Um, okay, so everything that you guys are talking about, your experience right now, I experienced last week, and it was set off by me doing some energy healing and a consultation.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize how like it's like your powers are going on the fritz a little off on the fritz a little bit. Like they're just so big. It's like being the baby cobra. Like we don't know how much energy we're actually putting out there. And it turns out we're putting out way more than we need to. So dialing it back in, going to that like calm, how do I control myself in this situation, or just allowing. And it was very, very interesting because I was exhausted, like I could barely. I'm just like, what is happening? And so by the time this new moon came and this eclipse came, I was able to actually. I had my restoration already. I had my like clarity, and I felt like I was procrastinating. Like I had these weird trippy things happening with time where I'm like, am I doing anything? I've been working so hard, but where are the results? And da 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 da. And it was like, here's the deal with growth, right? And I think Kathy D has said this before. Growth has a lagging indicator, or I've heard it anyway. Growth is a lagging
Mm-hmm.
indicator. So everything you're doing it in the process and the potential progress of the growth, but you have to keep doing it, right? The same thing with being on this journey or this adventure. The part of the journey you're in is remaining consistent and getting better and more refined and more clear, so that when you are who it is that you're stepping toward becoming, you're actually holding that resonance versus oscillating back and forth in the worthiness department, or in the, we do it in all kinds of different ways, self-sabotage, all kinds of stuff. And so
Mm-hmm.
today I would bless myself. I put on my Instagram my little recipe for my Yoni steam blend. That was a vague recipe. I didn't actually put anything in there. You got to have to DM me if you want the actual ingredients. Anyway, I did some, and I let it sit, and I let it and infused with the energy of the solar eclipse and of the new moon. And then this morning, because spirit will align with you when you are in flow. If you are out of flow, typically you will feel friction. And the friction will show up in many different forms, from your children going all crazy, to people coming into your life or in your space when you don't want them. Like that's your external representation of your internal friction. So this morning my son, he slept in. I was able to go fully into my yoni steam practice with like an open heart and vulnerability, and like work into the ceremony. And so when I was able to go into my deep meditation, I started getting visualizations of how to kind of clear and heal myself, and how that can help with others. I was revealed some really deep seated beliefs that weren't working for me, but because of the previous feeling of all the retrogrades, right? When you're in a space of asking the universe, what do I do? Sometimes you overgrasp at an answer versus just allowing the answer to really fully appear before you. So you're clouding your mind, you're clouding your energies with potentiality, right? Instead of just being still and centered and allowing the answer to come. And so it was really beautiful for that unveiling because I was able to weep and forgive and pray. And what's cool is my mom is visiting right now. So I love my mom. We work through a lot, and we're completely different people than we were when we had whatever particular traumas or, energy exchanges from when I was a child. So I was able to see what I was carrying and then the difference between what I was carrying and what actually is, right? And then how to release the two. And it was a really bittersweet experience because it turns out you carry so much and you think it's your identity. You carry all these beliefs, then you think, oh, this is part of it. And it's part of your inner dialogue, no matter how hard you've worked at it from all the angles. Because if you're here right now, you have worked it on your stuff from all the angles. You felt the dark night, you come out, then there's another one. And then you're like, what is this? What is this? Why is the universe trying to test my last nerve? But it turns out it's not your last nerve. It turns out there's a whole nother set of nerves out there.
Like, what? I only got two now.
and allowing yourself to like receive new depths of beauty, new depths of pleasure, new depths of understanding your worth and your worthiness. And so it was really, really nice to be able to put that down. And as my twin stepped in, right, because someone was holding the grounding space for me, which was very interesting because I have clearly I have a resistance in my twin, or else he would be all up in my business. That's what they do. Okay. And so I was able to kind of release that to allow myself to receive that love, to receive that connection. And what's nice is it's sans codependency. There's no like, I'm going to need this later. I love this feeling. I need it all the time. It's more like, thank you for this feeling. I am enjoying it right now. And it will be what it will be. It'll remain or it will change, but it will always be that connection. So it was beautiful. It was beautiful. So, but that, I'm just saying that this super retrograde and all this other baloney, I'm sure everybody's been having tons of tech issues, tons of drama, tons of like being cluttered, this gypsy stuff. Gypsy. I mean, why did I say that?
That's the first mistake.
That's the first mistake. The Gemini. I was trying to say Gemini, and I should have said gypsy. This gypsy energy.
Right. I told you, just like I said, there was the days, golden days of our lives. I said, wait a second, that ain't what I was about to say. What the hell? Okay, so we experienced some taking over of communications some kind of way. So what could we say about Gypsy? Okay, it didn't come out for a mistake. So let's go and look and let's unpack that. Why would you think a gypsy? I know gypsy spirit means to be very free. It's just like, this is how I am, practicing of the arts and the magic and becoming one with it. And
well, gypsies also travel light.
Right.
They don't carry a lot with them. They take only what's necessary and leave everything else behind. And they wait for and understand in one way or another, they're going to receive what they need.
Yeah, I like that. They also are very, very spiritual and in tune with nature, and they flow that way too. And they have a flowing lifestyle versus a very, what we're looking at in terms of modern society, a very like fixed lifestyle.
Right.
So being that way, maybe with our old emotions, you're only carrying a few keepsakes with you that give you fortification, that give you strength, right? Because the gypsies had to be very strong people. They're very persecuted against. They're very, they were very judged, but they
Right.
also had very mystical powers. Like most
Hmm.
people's encountering and understanding of magic starts with that gypsy
Well, and they
nature.
also, a lot of the stories about gypsies involve fairies. And right now, with the summer solstice coming up, we have a lot of interaction with fairies. So,
Yeah.
That look is because for some reason every time I try to go into my notes on my phone and I type something, it keeps randomly putting the word fairy in it. And I
hmm.
don't use the word so often that it would be typed
It is
regularly
right.
on my phone.
Fairy. Yes, they are. I had a dream about that. They were saying like fairies, like not even only found out in the garden, like they're in your houses too.
Hmm.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
there are
oh,
different kinds too.
yeah. And I'm not familiarized with it, but I remember one day I had a dream about it, and I was seeing like silver little fairies. Well, they said we're in your house too. We're not just in the garden. I thought, oh, okay, excuse me. Bye bye. I said, okay. Well, I figured, well, I had plants and stuff, and maybe that would be reasons why. They're like, no, we fly around. I was like, okay, I didn't know that. I
I
didn't know.
wonder if the fairy and the menehune, which are the mythic, I don't know if they're an older race or if they're like a fairy or a leprechaun type entity
Oh,
within the Hawaiian islands. So within the Hawaiian culture, they have something called the menehune, and they all come and they'll like they're kind of like they have a little bit of trickster energy, kind of like you think about with the gypsy, like right,
right. But
little
what I was
trickster
about to say,
energy.
I'm scared to go there. We keeping it positive. I didn't want to say they're a little witty and a little cunning. That'd be
Well, and that's
Well,
kind of why I
it's
said
always
whichever way they were.
it's always for the betterment,
right.
actually. I found that they always interact with you to either help you if you're a good person or like expose you if you're a negative person.
Gotcha.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of exposing of things right now too.
I'll do my best to keep it PG 13.
Okay. Expound on
Woo! No,
that. Expound on
showgirl,
that.
showgirl status. I can't even kick that high. That's so bad. That's so sad. Let me work on it for next Friday.
We expect a full burlesque show next Friday.
Oh, cool, cool.
The
It's been so
fans and
long.
everything.
It's been so long since I've done burlesque. That's something that I really loved. That was fun. I didn't necessarily love burlesque. Okay, here's the deal. I got into burlesque because I've always danced or performed, but I was really shy to sing because to me, singing is the most vulnerable,
Oh,
putting your emotions and your heart out there. So I thought if I could go burlesque, then I've got to be able to sing, right?
right.
Needless to say, I I was feeling myself so much that I've had a baby about a year later.
Yeah, that was a little bit too much surfboard and all that. Well,
Well, what
yeah,
can I say?
yeah, I mean,
It's Freaky Friday every day in April.
every day is Freaky Friday, especially when you're doing burlesque.
I mean, ooh, I was really, there's something about confidence. There's something about having that space and knowing that you're worth that time and attention. And are we giving ourselves that time and attention? Like there
Hmm.
was even a part in the meditation today. It was, I've got to go do these things. And it's like, no, this is your own job to love yourself and give yourself the time and attention. And for those
Hmm.
of you who attended the 4-4 event, um, Michelle, Coach Michelle has some amazing stuff on there on self care and self love. I think you can get that at Divine Unisouls, correct?
Yep,
You still
still
have
up
it
there. I
available?
haven't snatched it down. I haven't put it back in the vault yet. I just let it stay up there.
Oh, it's still breathing.
Yeah,
You
it's up
taking
there
on,
still. Go back
people.
into the vault. So I'm letting it stay up there until Spirit's like, take it down. But no, it's running. You got to go through there and see. I went and put that back out there along with the 6-6 event too as well, which is doing very well on people.
That was a beautiful event. You guys, that turned out
It
so
was.
lovely.
It was very nice.
It was. It just flowed. It just flowed. And shout out to Asmat. Am I pronouncing everything? I know I tear it up. But anyway, she's like, okay, I'm fine. With her doing
I
a little
think it's awesome.
testimony too. Right. And
Yeah.
she had did the testimony and it was like, thank you. This is almost like my principal, you say, and this is why we do the job. This is why that paid off. I mean, I couldn't have got $1 million check off of that. It was just so very helpful.
I could
For
use $1 million check off of that.
yeah,
I mean,
it
if
was
somebody's
really
handing them
nice.
out, I'm not going to turn them down, you know.
Hawaii
Yeah,
retreat. Hawaii retreat.
right.
Yeah.
That's what we build into. That's what we build into. Yeah. So I mean, it's just like really, and we didn't talk to each other, and everybody's stuff just like seamlessly flowed from one to
Mm-hmm.
another. And you would have sworn we had talked about it. It's like, okay, now you gonna talk about this, and you gonna talk about this. You, I usually do, but this time I was like, let it go. The topic is love. Let it rip. What you got? And that's it.
It
Wow. So
was beautiful.
it was beautiful. It really was. It really was on that one. Um, so if you
What's
missed it,
nice about it is you feel the shift anchor into the consciousness of humanity. We had enough twins in that event and doing that event that anchored that in.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
now people are just like, what's going on? Now it's a matter of gravitating. So if you have the opportunity, share that 6-6 event, share that 4-4 event with your friends, with your loved ones, or people you know that will be open to experiencing those types of meditations and movement practices. It was just beautiful. I was so happy. I was like, all right, pat on the
right.
back.
Yeah, and it's not
What
that
was it?
say
A
anybody else
round of
Joe Blow
applause.
fair. Joe Blow and the street will get that. I mean, it's not like you're like, oh, it's that twin. We didn't, it was across the board and everybody had got it. So something for everybody that's in it. So please do share that event information. So that's really the next one will be Seamus. We can more into that one. It's 8-8, and that's rebirthing you. So that's the Lions Gate again. So that's what we're going to be doing for that one. So that's our next free virtual event. Already people signing back up to do that. So I already got slots already with people coming. So we're going to come with some great content for the next one too as well. So, but these going back to the thing, the energies and how we're being able. Now, I think what was tonight's topic? Was it about illusions? Was it illusions? I'm gonna have to cut. I got y'all on Instagram. I'm gonna have to cut y'all off. Yeah, that Instagram. I got y'all do it too because I need my song. But what were we saying about illusions?
I'm gonna go back and pull this up. Oh
Okay.
yeah, I guess the illusions of time, healing, and expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I might still have. Hold on a second. It turned him off anyway.
Well, I mean, while you're getting that and everything, one of the neat things about time and the illusion of it, and so many people think that, okay, well, our say inner child, that's in the past. And every timeline that we're on, because time is an illusion, it is all going on simultaneously. And that's one of the reasons we can heal our inner child, because if it was in the past, we wouldn't be able to bring that up and heal it. So all these different, our future self, we're being able to teach. Our inner child, we're being able to heal, because literally we are all right there together. And so, once we understand that, that makes a really big difference in how we look at things.
Yes. I like to say to people, and in fact, maybe I should put this in the, let me see if I can find it. I'll put it in there in the meantime. But we already won, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, time is semi a delusion, and really what you need to master is your now,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the only point of power. So I know that we've already won. This whole earth feels that vibration, and I'm really excited because it's gonna it's actually going to be very freeing once we allow ourselves to kind of get into the motion of being in the future, in the past, and in the right now. So, um, healing. The reason you're seeking the energies you're seeking and the activities you're seeking right now is because your soul has already called you to the answers in which you're seeking,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you're working towards something and you feel like it's already done and you're kind of wondering about the lagging of time, it's it's because you're losing patience or you're losing the memory of how important the experience was. So
Mm-hmm.
one thing that I broke through in my meditation today was for myself this perceived incompletion or the feeling of not enough or I haven't done all these things. And it's like, but you're exactly where God was like, you're exactly where I need you to be, what you're doing in order to form the strengths within you that I need you to have. Because now you can accept who you've always wanted to become. Up until
Mm-hmm.
this point, you had you kept wavering back and forth. Am I going to do this? Can I really do this? Am I important enough? Am I going to be able to be heard? Da, 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 da. It doesn't matter what the external looks like. It's the internal knowing and that strengthening of that resolve. Sometimes I refer to it as holding the line, right? Because the universe is now ready to meet you. Now you're also ready to receive it. Just as when your divine counterpart enters in your life, sometimes you're ready to receive it, and sometimes you've pushed it away. And up until now, you can say you've pushed it away. But once you've unlocked certain areas, then you can say, I could actually receive it. You may want it, but are you ready to actually receive it? And you know you get it down the line because you feel like you already got it. So you're like, why can't I have it now? But
Right.
if you want that hot, that warm cookie, not only do you have to get all the ingredients, mix it together, and then bake it, but then you got to wait till it comes out and let it cool off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
True that.
But don't worry, you about to get your cookie because it's the playground. Who wants their cookie? Who's ready for milk?
Now wait a second. That on Freaky Friday, they go so many ways.
Yeah, let's stick with
Everything.
our juice boxes.
What do you mean?
And juice boxes too. All right then. Okay.
Nature's juice box. Mama's
Right.
food.
But that's interesting you said that because I heard somewhere, I think it was I do my little meditations on Spotify with it's called I think it's Headspace. Am I right? They got
Mm-hmm.
three of them. And the young lady was talking about the thing was finding joy or being in joy. And she said a lot of times our issue is being in joy is that we keep on trying to think about the future and about how fast forward is going to be better when we get there and we don't really and truly enjoy the where we are in the being in the now, and so that causes
Mm-hmm.
us kind of a problem with us really truly being able to experience joy. And so that's why I was kind of thinking about when you were talking, April, how that intentionality where we keep on pushing ourselves about, especially I guess in the twin flame thing, is because again we keep on thinking about the mission and us when we get into union, and the union seems like it's so far off like a destination instead of we keep on saying it's a journey. But honestly, as we go along that we try to say it's that, but at the same time some of us from that old program is programmed again that well, when I get there I'll be happy, when this all comes together, yeah, I'll be happy, when I get this project together I'll be happy, instead of enjoying the process of getting there. Like all of us got programs, and so really program our own selves to say, you know what, the process of getting it together, the process of making the videos or doing the logo or whatever, enjoying that. Oh my God, look at this, beautiful, all these different things. And we are so programmed that like, okay, now when it gets out there, now I need to make sure they got this, and really settling back and saying, okay, rewind it back and being more so present into the now, shifting into that. is something that I find myself with true Aries with the fire. It's always you and me the target. Okay, I know where I'm going, but to really reel back and say, get grounded in that, be happy with the process. And that's something I could say really with me and growing up. It's always the end product. It's never about the process of getting there to the end
Mm-hmm.
product. And that's what right now I'm learning on this journey is just like, okay, happy with the where I am and accepting that. So I think that's another thing as far as we have been doing the work, it's been coming out in the readings too as well. We are now doing the work and we're reaping and benefiting from that as well too, to know that where we are is good.
Mm-hmm.
So good. And we honestly weren't there. All of us, even, all of us. And I mean, you even in such a weren't there. And I like how April's saying we are now at the point that we could say, you know what, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for the twin. I wasn't ready for the wherever it is. Where I am now is the right. They're showing me like an intersection or the crossroads as they have there. Right here is the now. Now is from this point on. What's the next step? We're at the denouement or the where precipice or where everything pushes forward for you to go to the next step. So this is now. So we have to stop with the guilt. I think that guilt again is something like Benita had talked about. Some of us is feeling guilty that we should be doing more, and it's no more to be done. I mean, right now you're doing the best that you can. Acceptance with what you know and what you know how. Of course, yeah, could it be more? But right now, if you're not ready with for that, then accept where you are because they're showing me like a map. Like this is where you are. This is where like a map of the mall. That's where you want to be. So the thing
The
is the process of getting there too. Yeah, I'm finished. They channel that.
the queen of this, I would say, because I always think of Kathy D when I say this, is gratitude. Yeah. Sometimes it could take a while to get to gratitude. And if we can cultivate that um, in every aspect, then we're more likely to change our vibration permanently. Whereas,
Mm-hmm.
you know how you hear a note in a song or something that makes you like, ah, it's like we're listening to that in the song where it's just like, what? But you're doing your best to make the rest of the orchestra sound perfect. But you got the oboe player. Sorry, my mom used to play the oboe. Anyway, we got the not everybody. I'm like, who didn't play an instrument? Okay, you got one of the instruments just off, just off in the background. Capricorn, get it together.
My piano teacher quit on me, so
What? Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
No, man, we should put you on drum. You'd probably be a great drummer.
Take this.
I have to buy more heads for the drum. I know.
um, but yes, like realizing that everything is beautiful in you, even the
Mm-hmm.
parts of you that you don't find as beautiful. And what's even a deeper layer of that is, wow, either I learned this from my parent or grandparent or whoever is my role model, or even society. Why did society build it this way? So I could be that much stronger in knowing how to love and care for myself. And once you start picking out things that aren't you, that you've put in there that you thought was part of you, and it's like, thank you for allowing me to see more of myself.
Mm-hmm.
This pain, although, because it's hard when you're being actively traumatized, mind you, right? Because it's a caveat to this. It's it's easy to heal yourself when you're by yourself.
Mhm,
But it's
mhm.
harder when you're around people that are traumatizing you or triggering you and stuff like that. You get to learn the dynamics in a different perspective, which is also another amazing strength that we've all developed throughout this process of our evolution. But we're setting it up for the future generations. We're setting it up for them to have this clarity. And the more clarity we have, they get to go even further. And that's beautiful. So if any point you question And then you have a little bit of guilt associated with it, or maybe even a whole lot of guilt or pressure you put on yourself because you haven't reached XYZ. Well, I'm thankful that I still have time. I'm thankful that I'm still here, that I can see to learn these lessons. Maybe I don't understand why I had to go through this, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not necessarily where I am, but maybe I don't understand why I had to go through this. But you know what? I'm still here and I'm thankful for that. I'm still able to analyze this situation and I'm thankful for that. Sometimes you're scraping the bottom of the barrel for a little bit of gratitude or acceptance or understanding, but that little bit attracts even more and attracts even more. And then you're realizing, okay, great. I don't need to sit here and be in this barrel. I have a whole nother place I can go. I have a whole nother barrel of things to be grateful for, because now I see all the opportunity in all of this muck.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like the lotus, we rise, and we're done.
Yes.
Well, and one thing, when we
Until
get
I rise.
into that negative space, especially after doing all the healing that we have done, we need to stop ourselves, and we need to get in the habit of really like mothering ourselves
Mm-hmm.
or parenting ourselves. Because like if a negative thought comes up, and we know what you think, what you put your attention on is what you're going to get, kind of thing with manifesting. But so you get these negative thoughts, oh, look at my body, or, no one's ever going to like me. Look how I look. I don't have the teenage girlish figure I had, whatever. And you have to stop yourself and you have to ask yourself these questions. 1, is it true? 2, who told you it was true? What would be different if it wasn't true? And what would be different if it was true? And as you go through those very quickly, you see your subconscious will kick in and tell you what is true and what isn't true. And you'll be able to work through that very quickly. And then at that point, you can just show gratitude for being able to have a mind that can decipher between the two. And understanding, where you need to be, and, whatever the situation is. Even if we don't understand why we went through it or what's going on with it, we always show gratitude for it, because we know that there is always a lesson in everything. And that's a really quick way to keep yourself from going down the rabbit hole. Also, another way is just wake up in the morning and say thank you 3 times. Just thank you, thank you, thank you. Just in general about, if you have trouble making a list about everything and you wind up, being grateful for the same things, you just wake up and say thank you, thank you, thank you. There's different little things you can do. Like every time you get your keys out of your purse to unlock a door, go into your car, however, whatever you're doing with your keys, remind yourself every time you touch your keys, be thankful for the opportunities that are being unlocked for you. And that's a natural habit, that every time you touch your keys, thank you for the opportunities that are being unlocked for me. And just little things like that. I mean, you can do it so much. April's talked about the water, blessing it, drinking it. Bless your water all day long. So many little things in a way to show gratitude that we overlook it. We think we have to sit in this, cross-legged and this big long list. The universe, God, powers that be, they know what we're grateful for. And, once we get to the point where after we've, run through our children and our home and our cars and our job and the people we work with and the people we work for, and, and then you're going for my new sneakers and my socks. But, those are things to be grateful for, because there are people every day that don't have things like that. And we have to remember that. And, so a lot of times instead of keeping myself up half the night, being grateful for every, listing each and everything, I'm grateful for everything the universe has given me, whether I recognize it or not. I'm grateful for every miracle in my life. I'm grateful for every disappointment because there was a lesson with it. I'm grateful for every joy. I'm grateful for every tear. I'm grateful for every laugh. Because that is who made me who I am. And it has kept me on the right road. And we have to remember that, we're where we need to be. You are here and that's where you need to be. And we have to remember that, and even just be grateful for being here. I don't know what the future holds, and I don't know why I went through what I did at the end, but thank you for getting me this far. As there's many of us, I know we could look back on our lives and see that there were some kind of, maybe shady or shaky moments that, we could have wound up in a very different place than where we are.
That's
and we need to be
true.
grateful for
Absolutely.
that.
That is so true. That's true. I like how Mimi said that she does with her water. She says she always tells her water that I love you before she sips it.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about that even April has, and I remember Rhea had introduced me to the water thing of how you set your intentions and how that really truly that energy is you're a person that say, well, I need facts, I need backup, and how they did the experiment and how it showed the energies does
Mm-hmm.
the vibrations that you put in your water does change molecularly your water, that so you're changing and you're drinking actually love the potion. I think about Space Jam. Say, give me that juice. And it's like, okay, now we can win the game. So that is something that really, I know April had given a nice, really caveat, and I've been working with that of really seeing that everything that comes, what's the lesson? Just stop, full stop. That's what I had my takeaway from the 6-6 event was the life, the lesson, what is it? And then keep on asking why.
Mm-hmm.
Why? 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 No more skirting around it. Get down to the finite of it. It's just boiled down. I can see it down to just like water, just the salt in the pot. You see that when
Mm-hmm.
you left it on there, you boil your water, and it's down. It's like, what happened to the water? So we're down just to the finite of it.
And a lot of times you realize when you get in that deep with your whys, it's not, a lot of times it's not what you thought it was,
Right.
why you were doing it. And for those of you waiting for your worksheet, I will get it for you. Mercury retrograde is playing fun with my computer, so I haven't been able to get on. Actually, as you see me keep leaning, I'm actually doing like a cleaner on my computer. So it just popped up and said 6 hours. So
I don't think you're gonna get that worksheet today.
no, and not today, but I have you all listed. I know, so I will get that out to everybody, and I'll have that on my website
That's
too.
what we were talking about. Mimi was the thing. Okay. Oh, it's probably in something else. Okay. I got you. I'm like, okay. Yeah, because it's been a busy on the work, on the 3Ds. It's like doing all that stuff. So yeah, because I had a couple of people say, I talked to you before. Did you answer me? I'm like, no. So it's been a lot of communication whirlwind going on. So I feel you, Kathy D, on that between that and the electronics and everything else. Yeah, most definitely on that one.
I'm almost thinking I could have handwritten them and mailed them quicker, but with a crayon. So
and here's
Yeah.
your copy. And here's your copy.
fold them up like we did when we passed notes,
Right. Yes, I feel April. I feel something. What's going on?
I was like, I don't know. Should I say something? Of course you should. Because
Right,
you're gonna get called out anyway.
right,
Your vibe's too strong. Your vibe's too strong.
right, right. Yeah.
So, it's been a glorious moment of like, when you're so frustrated. We talked about this way back when you're so frustrated that you're like, this is hilariously oppressive. Like, I mean, in the sense that we're free ish, but we're also under this a lot of perceived pressures that have been built in, but none of it's actually in existence. Like, we're not, thankfully, in like direct slavery or, I
Hmm.
mean, there's war going on, but we're not in direct war, but there's war going on within us, you know? And so
Right.
when we take the time to acknowledge this, these things are allowed to shift, and then our vibration shifts everything around us. So let's all take a deep breath together. Let's just do it. For those of you who've been around, you know that beautiful egg, that protection bubble all around us. And for those of you who are brand new, just allow this egg to form around you. You're inside of a bubble. And this bubble, the color goes from silver to gold to rose gold, and then to violet. And inside the bubble, the air becomes thick and heavy, thick like water, a little bit thicker like milk. And on this next breath, it becomes thick like cream. And I want you to breathe into your body. If you have any natural movements, like spiraling movements or waving, swaying back and forth, or forward and back, this one invites you to kind of go into that. Roll your ankles, your wrists. Squeeze your abdomen and then drop it. And squeeze your abs and your inner thighs, your legs together, and then drop. And just allow yourself to build the heat of your core energy, your core vibration. I'm thankful we can feel this. I'm thankful we can have this together. Sigh out on your next breath. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Allow that audible sigh to allow your body to vibrate together. So let's do it again. And you can feel yourself warm, creating, flowing with the universe. And I want you to start to envision one by one the things you're grateful for, even if it's just the fact that you can feel, that you can hear my voice, that you can take a deep breath in. What is it in your life that brings you curious wonder and awe? Is it you? Is it your beauty? Oh, thankful for that which you have been given, and thankful for the opportunity to release that which was removed from your vibration. And I want you to imagine the outside of your egg, all of your spirit guides, God, Jesus, whomever, archangels, they're protecting and guiding, and always right there, a reach away, a call away. Now you're going to call to yourself like the energy of a black hole, more things you are grateful for and desire that aren't necessarily in your field right now. So start calling in that comfort, start calling in that security, start calling in that abundance, that wealth, that luxury. Start calling in that fruitfulness, those opportunities. And all of them are being filtered through for your highest good by your guardian angels, by your spirit guides, by your ancestors. And you can feel the shift coming. You can feel your power growing and that which you desire coming towards you as you just sit and breathe. And as easy as you breathe in is as easy as the universe allows you to receive this abundance, these phone calls and letters of immediate change, your bank account growing larger and more secure, your foundation of safety and your sanctuary secured. Now I want you to go ahead and come back into the body. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, maybe shrug your eyebrows, loosen your jaw, kind of pulse your abs in and relax, and in and relax. And I want you to set with a little bit of your lower pelvic floor muscles, just slightly squeeze, not too hard, just enough that it's still pulling in that energy to you, pulling in your abundance, pulling in your wealth, pulling in your security, and your guardians shielding that which you do not need in your energy and removing all obstacles. And welcome back. Let's tap it in, ladies. 3, 4 fingers, tap some, get it going. Take a deep breath. Here we go. So that was a nice little manifestation gratitude exercise.
Yes, it was very nice.
So here we go. Now we actually have our power for for this retrograde.
Yeah. Claiming it back. Claiming back our power on that one. That felt good. That felt good. I felt it was coming in. I can always tell when it walks in. It's like shoo, and it does like almost like Whoopi Goldberg from Ghost, and it comes in and it sits in you. I said, okay, she's ready to do something now. In walks the spirit, and it sits right there. Old guru or sensei or whatever you want to call it. I see him when it walks in. Yeah.
Yes, goodness.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So in a few days, if stuff starts coming in, come back to this and make a comment. Tell us what's coming in for you.
Please
What
do.
opportunities?
Yes.
Yes, most definitely. Let us know when you come back. Say, I felt something. It was a great shift, Dallas, and I want to give everyone on the playground some blessings of that. No, it's right.
We talking $1 million checks again?
I'm still ready to accept, written in crayon. I'm not,
I will not turn it down. Please understand, I am very humble. I will not turn down $1 million. So.
Yeah, by no means would I offend you by turning that down.
Well, yes. That's not offend. We're not into offending here. No, we don't want to do that.
I will buy that those fans that Kathy D suggested I use for the next episode for the burlesque version of
Yes.
Yes.
And the full headdress, and I think you have to go to Havana to get some of those too, the real good ones. So you might
the
have
playground underground.
There we go.
We get a lot of viewers then. What they got on there?
We're talking sacred sexuality.
Right. We're going to put a big X up there for experience. Instead for X-ray. You done changed your channel name? Yes, we're Playground Experience.
What's the flavor in your juice box?
Yeah. All righty, ladies. So what's going on in your world? What's happening in the community? Let's do the community thing. What's happening? Kathy D?
All right. So this weekend, the invitation will be up for the Mirror session that I talked about and the 6/6 event. If you weren't there, I will be doing a 2-day challenge and it's called Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, Who Am I After All? And it is going to be through a study. It's finding your strength, how to set boundaries, how to put yourself first with self-love without the guilt, and you just really how to live your best life ever. And we're going to be studying the first princess for the 2-day challenge. We're going to study a princess and a villain. So I took the story of Cinderella, and we're going to be studying Cinderella the first day, which is and I can't look it up. I don't know if any of you have a calendar. I want to say it's like the 25th and the 26th. Is that a Friday and a Saturday?
Yeah, 25th is a Friday and 26th is a Saturday. Yes,
right. And, okay, and it's going to be from 1 to 3. So it's 2 hours, and there's lots of stuff you're going to get for just coming. It's free. Now, if you want to upgrade, we will be doing that. That's called the Queen package, and all of that'll be listed on the website and everything. That's actually Zoom contact, so you'll actually be able to interact with me. And then after the challenge, we will be doing some hot seat questions and kind of finding out what everybody got from it, and a little bit of one-on-one coaching or group coaching on what your thoughts were, and anything like that you guys want to talk about. We're going to take a little time and do that on both days. So the first day is we're talking about the princess, and the second day we're talking about the villain. And it's interesting, as I've written this, we kind of find out that sometimes the princess isn't as princessy and the villain isn't as bad. So it'll be a lot of fun, but that'll be June 25th and 26th is the 2-day challenge, and it'll be up this weekend.
I'm ready for that. I'm ready. Sometimes
Very
I'm
cool.
the beast. Sometimes I found that out. I used to thought I was the Belle. I was like, but the DM is the beast. And then flip. I said, no, I think I'm the beast. You might be Belle.
And you know what? That's very true, because we look at their traumas.
Yeah.
So abandonment issues, lack of self-worth, all those kind of things, and then control issues. So yeah, it's very much male and masculine and feminine energy, not male and female, but masculine and feminine energy. And we look at those, that we have to have both of them.
Right. Very good. She gone. She chasing the baby. Okay.
Yeah. And we've got if you sign up for the Queen package, you'll get a full workbook. But those of you that just want to come for the free event, don't worry about it. We've got some fun things that we're going to do. One of the things is we are going to look at our situations and our biggest blockages. Maybe, is it abandonment? Is it, self-worth? What is it? And we're actually going to fill in a crown with all of our different things and work through that. So everybody's going to get that worksheet. There's going to be, lots of fun things that we're going to do with that, and in a fun way to learn. And so it's not so heavy, because sometimes when you're looking at shadow sides and some of our things that are issues that are blocks, it kind of gets heavy and it sounds scary. And so we're going to make it fun. We're going to do it through play.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, I'm excited about that. And you say the Queen package is how much again?
$47.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's something about that 47. Not because it's my birthday, like 40.
No, that might have something to do with it. I don't know why that
it equals up to 11, maybe, Okay, all right. Yes. I'm ready. Okay, sign me up. I'll be over there to do that, because I make sure I support both you all and what y'all doing.
Thank you.
April, what's going down? What's going down? I was about to say in the Shire. You are not in the Shire. She's not coming to the Shire. You planning to come to the Shire? Where did I say that? All right, go on, April. What's happening in Hawaii? Who knows?
It's possible. Exactly. I'm thinking about relaunching the beta program. Just like I want some. It goes really deep. It goes really fast, but it's very subtle. So I really enjoyed that program, and I want to get that program out to more people before I launch my bigger offers. I have a 6-week class and a 9-week class that I'm working on developing. So those will be out soon. The Yoni and Kingstein packages are available on my website, and the 999 ritual is available. The packaging, the kit is available for those of you who have had basically juju thrown at you. It's a protection ritual, and it works hands down. There's no question about it.
Oh yeah.
No.
There's no doubt about it.
No doubt.
So that's up, and I'm selling a limited number of them. So I'm only going to sell 99 of them.
You should. That's a good.
Unless spirit wants more, right? Because it's all alchemical in terms of numerology and all these things. But it's been anchored and set in the time. But it's already set up. You've already won. Now you just have to go through the process of getting yourself in the vibration of the wind. So go ahead and go on my website for that. It is available. And since we're in the new era, because I feel like this new moon felt like the real restart. Like I know we said we've started again and we've been rebirthed and we're da. But I really do feel like it just happened. Like for everybody. And so there are people that are scrambling to kind of find answers. And then there are others who are like, it's cool. I've learned to trust myself. I'm on my vibe. And if you haven't, I'm offering coaching packages and stuff like that too. So I'm going to do group coaching. And yeah, just hit us up. And I'd check out that 6/6 event. That was really nice. Seriously, there's tons of free content on all of our Dakain. Sorry, that's such a Hawaiian word to say. Dakain means the thing, which means, whatever it is, fill in the blank. So check out our channels, our Instagrams. Little Miss, she's not Little Miss Sunshine. She got all the boom. She got all the boom on the playground right now. So check out her podcast. She's firing it up.
Yes. Please do. We already won. Yes, we have. That's interesting. I'm watching, reading the book. They're saying the 3 most powerful letters are W, O, and N, because you can switch it around and say it's your own, O-W-N. It also sounds like one, W-O-N, but it also sounds like one. And I was like, wow, that's deep. So you got
and it also spells now.
And now, right. And now. Thank you. I forgot the other one. Thank you. The now. So there's that's the most powerful letters that you can put together for that. Okay, and so she's gone now with that. She's so much in the now, she disappeared. That's how much she's in to the now. See, this is what I'm talking
with you right now. Look around. Look around. Kathy D is right behind you.
Look how powerful she is. Look at this. Look, and she's back in the now. See, this is what I'm talking about on this show. Yeah, so very powerful on there. So I just read that, and that's interesting you said that. So we have. What I'm doing is because it was given to me by Lovely to start a group with this. So I'm going to use Love's Great Design, and I'm going to put a divine twist to it as I'm reading. Although it's 52 weeks, but I'm going to fast track it to make it to be 52 days, which is up to 7 weeks. So I'm going to break it down. I'm going to give you things. I'm in the process. I've done it already. That's that energy been flowing with, which is breaking it down. I think it's 8 weeks that she has listed there for 1 week. And then every 7th day, we will have a Zoom meeting where we'll come together and we'll talk about this, but we're going to put it into a twin flame, divine love, soulmate, light worker twist to what she has here. I already talked to Angel. She said she's going to give us the book for $10, but I got to have 10 people sign up for this book for 10. And the program for me is $25. So altogether, that will be $35 plus tax, because I got to charge tax because PayPal hit me with the IRS last time I did not charge. So I got to put tax on it for you all when you do that. So it's going to probably increase a little bit more. So that'll be all in the package. So you have guest speakers. I'm gonna grab people, to come in on certain days to kind of come and talk to you all about certain subjects that we have between those 7 weeks. So you got good content. I'm excited about it. Spirit has been talking to me. I see it worse and everything with this Love's Great Design book. So it's like this is really it. 7 days, 7 weeks, every 7 days, the number seven was all on it. 52 equals seven. So that's spiritual completion. So that's the thing. So I'll have that up and running this weekend. I already got the little PDF online together. I want to get that, put a couple of little things on there. You know how I like to do my presentations and giving. And then we'll be getting ready to rock and roll. And then I'll have it on Divine Unisouls 11.co as well. I'm sorry, I'm so spellbound by what you all said. I didn't put no brands out there, no nothing up there. Let me do it real quick. I'm sorry. I'm in another time thing. So again, if you're interested in Pineapple Fish Life Coaching, make sure you can go over there to get her info as well. And don't forget, if you're interested in getting the package, the 9x9, that one, because it's divine. Make sure you go to April Williams, who made for this golden life. And if you're interested also in getting the Love's Great Design program as well, make sure you hit me up at Divine Unisouls 11.co. And yes, and the podcast, because them things was like rolling. That last one was popping. Yes, divinely timed. I love it. I love that box. Can you give me the box? I see you $5. I just want the box. I see you $5. I want $5 for that box. I got stuff I can put in it.
I think it was an $8 box. That's what it was.
Whatever. All right, let's remember, as always, to click like, share, and subscribe to this channel. It's growing beautiful. I see the subscribers, and I thank God for being very present for what we have. And I also would like to see it blow up, because we got very great content on this experience here too. We talk the whole thing. We get people in here that's not the twin flames, and they come in and talk, and they say they still get what we talk about. They understand it, because what we're talking about is universal. And our thing is, although we play, but we're serious about helping you to ascend. All right. So all right there. Then let's get us on out of here, Kathy D.
All right. Empty your shoes and socks of all your virtual sand. Take your own sand pail home and clean up all of your virtual juice boxes in the playground. And we will see you real soon. Wishing you your best life ever.
All right. April Williams.
Stay blessed, stay golden, and remember, you were made for this golden life.
And as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended, namaste. I'ma go. Mwah. Love you. And to thine own self, be true. All right. Until next time. See ya.